Hi, I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos, and I have finally completed a project that was long in the making. I've been working on this piano for a long time, kind of on and off for just about a year, and I just barely finished it up just last week. And actually, I tuned it last week, and I just played it a minute ago before I started this video, and it sounds like it's still sufficiently in tune, which is great for brand new strings that are all stretching out. So this piano, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm going to tell you what this is in a second. This is the old pin block. Talk about that in a minute. You never really know when you do a complete rebuild. You cross your fingers and you do your best work, but you never really know exactly how it's going to turn out. And even as you're putting the strings on and putting the action in, getting everything regulated, you still don't know until that final tuning, and then you just cross your fingers. And when I did that final tuning and crossed my fingers and played it, I was really pleased with how this piano sounds. So this is essentially a brand new piano, essentially. There are some of the parts that are original, but such as the soundboard. The soundboard and the bridges are original. The action parts, although I've done a lot of refurbishing and tightening and regulating, lubricating on all of that action parts, but new strings and a new pin block, new pins. I didn't do it, but I had a guy that specializes in the finish completely go over this piano with he took everything apart, everything as far as it comes down, and he buffed it all to a high polish. So this piano is basically brand new. Kawai actually does not make this piano, this model anymore. It was originally built in 1983 and then just rebuilt 2012. Kawai doesn't make a 6'9" anymore, but they make a 6'6", and according to the Larry Fine book, a 6'6" piano, the MSRP is $53,000, and the suggested street price is $43,000. By the way, I very much like Kawai. Kawai is just a really solid brand. I like working on them. I like playing them. I've worked on many hundreds and hundreds of pianos, Kawais, over the years, and they're just good solid brand. Okay, so let's talk about this specific piano. Okay, so this is a pin block. What this is, there are 88 keys, of course, and each key, every time you hit the note, a hammer strikes strings, and every time the hammer strikes, it doesn't just strike one string, but actually strikes 3 strings on most of the piano. And you can see the pattern: 1, 2, 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Each of these holes correspond to a pin, and each of these 3 holes would correspond to this would have been the top strings of the highest note, the second highest note, the B, the B flat, the A flat, etc. So this corresponds. I take out this music desk, you can see in there. So this went right there. It's completely brand new, beautiful pin block. Really happy with how it turned out. The pins are nice and tight, and let's get a close-up of this stringing job. I'm really happy with how it turned out. A good stringing job is one that has nice tight coils, good consistent level of the pins. You have them pulled up just halfway, covering the holes on the string, and just overall visually beautiful job. I'm very pleased with how this ended up. Brand new strings, a company called Mapes that made these bass strings, and this is and high quality piano wire that I used here. The action, I reshaped the hammer so they're essentially brand new. function. The hammers themselves, of course, are original, but when you reshape them, it returns them to the original point that's striking the string, which is great for the tone of the sound, the tone of the piano. Anyway, I'll play it for you in a second. Oh, and then of course I've completely regulated the action. It's totally, I was very meticulous in the regulation, ensuring that the tolerances were very tight, and it feels great. I actually just had a professional pianist, a guy named Jed Moss, an excellent piano player, perform on it. He was the first person to play it. I tuned it that day last week, and he was the first one to perform on it, so I was kind of crossing my fingers, and after I asked him what he thought, and he said it was excellent. He said he was very, very pleased, great response. And this guy, I Google him, his bio is like 3 pages long, and it's all really prestigious stuff. And he loved it, which was, for me, it was a great compliment. So I'll play it for you. Now I'm selling this what I feel is a very, very reasonable price, particularly considering it's essentially a brand new piano, and it sounds so great, and it's just in perfect condition. Okay, anyway, let's listen to the bass. I hope you can hear that over the video. Good long sustain. That was really just a kind of medium blow, mezzo piano maybe, I don't know. Good, strong, powerful bass, and a really long sustain. Sounds great to my ears. Okay, so enough of the bass. Let's listen to the middle section. Section. There's the upper end. Good power. So power and sustain in piano making, they work in opposition to each other. If you have lots of sustain, you have you lower your power, and vice versa. And I would say that in the continuum of extreme power on one side and extreme sustain on the other, I would put this piano maybe, I don't know, a little bit on the power side of halfway. Up here, there's a lot of power. It's just a real strong, it just kind of really smaller pianos, when you get down here, a lot of these notes, the very, very lowest notes, they don't really sound musical. They just kind of sound blah. But on this piano, those really low tones really sound musical. They sound like they're actually doing something. And I'm including this bench. This is a brand new bench, and this is a really high quality. This is retail, maybe a $700 bench, something like that. I'm including adjustable leather bench. And the background, by the way, I'm using this as my my concert. I have concerts here in my store, and I'm using this as my concert piano until someone would like it, because I love this piano. So anyway, I'm very proud of how it turned out, and I absolutely stand behind it. I'm very proud of the work that I've done. If there are any issues, I don't think there ever will be any issues with this piano, but if there are, I absolutely stand behind my work. So please come try it for yourself.